amazing to see people with their heads up to the sky still. Cause honestly, for the same people, life can be so real. I'm amazed by all your strength, I am. And I'm grateful you come through, yeah. So I take this time to stop a moment and show my gratitude.
We're in Arkansas, sweet! I'm hall calling. Arkansas is cool. Walmart's here, big billion-dollar companies are here. It's a really growing, place, and that's cool to finally visit here. We had the opportunity to visit this amazing school and church, Shiloh, and I'm telling you, this facility was like next to none, I would say, for a school. The children were just amazing. You're talking about kids who are the offspring of very prestigious CEOs of Tyson and Walmart companies. These big billion-dollar companies, it's their children, they go to this school. And they believed in God. They are very bright, students. We had the opportunity to pour into them.
I'm John Marcus Carruthers, and I play football for Shiloh Christian. And the Grace Tours got to come and talk to the team today, and it was an incredible experience. They taught us what it's like to be real men and grow up and be real men of God.
But see, if we just cultivate your talent and we don't cultivate your character, you're gonna fall and you're gonna lose everything that you've ever worked for. Everything that everybody's ever invested in you can just be gone like that because of a decision you made because of the lack of character you might possess.
What do you say to someone who has everything you want them to be everything? And it can be a little difficult, but guess what? At the end of the day, at the sum total of things, we're all human. Everyone needs motivation. Everyone needs to hear a story of triumph from victory to victory in order to keep going. And we touch those children in ways that I didn't think we could.
In closing, do you know why a lot of people are not scoring in life? You know why a lot of people, it's like they get to a point and they're like, man, this not working out or that's not working out. They not reading the playbook. They not following the plays. The Word of God has given you, the Bible is like a big playbook. He's giving you a whole list of plays for you to follow. And if you follow the playbook, you're gonna look up and catch the pass. The problem is we be trying to run our own route. Listen to me, for years, my guys, I was running my own route. I was doing things the way I wanted to do it, and I'm wondering like, where the pass at? I'm like, come on, where the pass? I'm like, man, God, why you ain't throwing me the pass? God was like, son, that ain't the route I told you to run. But when I started running the route God told me to run, I started getting where God wanted me to be. I started looking up, boom, boom, Odell Beckham on them, like, you know what I'm saying? I started catching the passes that God had for me. Why? Because I read the playbook.
Being a published author is a phenomenal feat for me. And it's really what allows me in my speaking to give more of a relevant story of the power of conviction and determination and endurance and just making sure that you overcome any and every obstacle that's in your way, because I understand that life's just not about me. And it's not about the things that I've accomplished necessarily. Really, I'm just a poster child, an example for being able to say, if I can do it, you can do it too.
I'm thankful for being a 4-time felon. I'm thankful for getting my GED in prison. I'm thankful for the time that I went to college and I dropped out just to get back in the game to take care of my daughter. I'm thankful for the time that I was incarcerated where God met me and changed my life. And that was just a year ago. That was just January 2014, where I was sitting in jail and God said, you've got a decision to make right now. I'm thankful for it. And that may sound odd to you, but it's to encourage you.
While we were at the detention center here, at the prison here for young men and women, I was separated to the side to speak to an individual who was a part of, the gang culture. I really know how he feels to not know how you're gonna leave something because of the threat and the impact that may have on your life. Like, it's life-threatening, period. So being able to just talk to him and tell him, listen, there are things that you weren't afraid to do before, a part of that lifestyle. You can't be afraid to do the right thing. You can't be afraid to walk away from something that you know that you're gonna die in eventually. And if you were to die, let's make sure that it's for the right thing.
So I was living in Detroit, Michigan. And
I was asleep one night. It was like after my graduation, 8th grade graduation. My best friend and I was asleep. He had come up from Alabama. And we sleep in the house, and I hear and I wake up, and I look at our sliding door window, and there's a police officer there. And I got nervous, like right away, like, why are the cops here? And he's yelling at me. I can't make out what he's saying. And I go to the door, and he's like, get out, get out. And right then, he breaks the glass window. So the glass breaks, and I'm like, oh, what's going on? He's like, get out, the house is on fire. So we run out the house, and when I run out the house, I look at my parents' Astro van, like, you know, Ford had a van back then, you know, with the raised roof and the TV in it, brand new, set on fire. And I knew why. And the whole house was on fire, side of the house. And I'm sitting there like, dang, it's my fault. See, because what happened was I got into it with the little neighborhood rival gang. And they came and they set my car on fire. My family never knew about that. And my father decided to relocate us and move us back down in Huntsville, Alabama, where I was from. He was like, okay, this is enough. We got to get out of Detroit. It'd been too much.
You know, I'm learning more how to be a leader, you know, and how to be a shepherd of the team that God has blessed me to have, man. I've seen so much growth from Javen and Jillian and Brian as well. And, you know, this is a good time for Brian, Next Level B, you know, because his book comes out, you know. As a matter of fact, we got it being delivered early to the hotel. And, you know, to be able to see him publish his first book, it's a beautiful thing. And it just goes to show the power of God's redemption and his grace. And God not only blessed him to be a speaker and an author, but he blessed him with a wife as well. So now he's a married man. And this is a testament to anybody that's watching this, that God restores.
Lead a woman is a very, very challenging thing. But it is a blessing because that lets you know that you are the man that God has created you to be. You are walking in his footsteps because then you are only fit to lead a woman under those circumstances. And this woman here, she was so convicted. God convicted her in such a way where she married me. And I was not able to provide her with a ring. She married me with no ring. I mean, y'all may frown upon this, but we got matching tattoos. See that? That's cute. That's cute. And I never got to do what I ultimately wanted to do for her. So, I know what sacrifices you've made. And I just want to celebrate you. I'm thankful for you beyond words. I know what you've given up. I know what you've gone through. I know your testimony that will set other people free when you fully become who you know you are, who God has created you to be. And I want to encourage you on that path, woman. And I'm here to lead you. I'm here to follow you. I'm here to serve you. And I want you to know that this ring is for you if you will have it.
I've experienced a second chance. And the grace that I've been given, it was so good. That next level, it feels so good. I just couldn't keep it in my city. I live in Atlanta, Georgia with my family. I'm away from my family right now. Why? Because there is purpose and there is value inside each and every one of your lives. I'm not concerned with your past. I'm talking about your future now. And change is a state of mind.
You got a show, you got a pool, you got a payroll, you got to have stuff scheduled, you got to book flights, you got to have demand. It take a while to build a brand like this, but you put in the work, you'll be on a whole other level.
You got to know inside your brain, if he can do it, I can do it. But it's going to take what I call the 3 H's. Let me give you the 3 H's real quick. The first H is you got to be honest with where you are. First H, honest with where you are. Some of you here for a reason. You can't blame it on the system, mama, daddy, whatever, you can't blame it. Look, you made a decision, you made a choice, you made some mistakes. That's why you're here. Be honest with yourself. I got a drug addiction, I got bad habits, I like doing this, I don't really like school. Be honest with yourself and recognize, okay, I am where I am now because I chose to be here. But then you gotta make up in your mind and say, I don't wanna be here forever. Then you gotta humble yourself. That's the second H. You gotta humble yourself and you gotta say, you know what? Let me humble myself and let me get with the right people who are here to help me. And the third H, you gotta be hungry for it. You can't be hungry for it if you're not honest with where you are. You can't be hungry for it if you don't have a perfect balance of humility, but then you gotta be hungry for success. You gotta say, ain't nothing gonna stop me from being successful. Ain't nothing gonna stop me from graduating from high school. Ain't nothing gonna stop me from going to college. Ain't nothing gonna stop me from having a great career. Ain't nothing gonna stop me from being a man for my family. Ain't nothing gonna stop me from experiencing the success I'm supposed to experience people took stuff from me, they took advantage of me, but ain't nothing gonna stop me from getting to that next level. That's what life is all about.
It was so powerful, and I appreciate the tour coming in. Their message is exactly what our youth needed to hear. It reinforces what I've already been telling them, and I really am hopeful that lives will be changed because of what they heard.
Man, the hospitality that we received, it's that Southern hospitality. The hookup with Brother Marcus Carruthers, he's a pastor, he's the chaplain of the Razorbacks, and he's also working with the mayor's office, making an impact in the community as well. And so, man, he took us to the soul food restaurant, fed us good, showed us a lot of love, and it feels good to be able to go to different cities and do the work of God, but have the honor and privilege to partner with other believers.
We've had a wonderful time over the last couple of days. Watching them have a tremendous impact in the lives of teenagers and individuals that have been at risk. Their impact will be felt not just for this moment, but their impact will be felt for eternity. It's been amazing, it's been great. If they come in your area, be sure to greet them and give them opportunities to make a difference.
My grandma used to sing this song that says, yes, Jesus loves me. Oh, yes, Jesus, he really does love me. Oh, yes, Jesus, he loves me. Oh, the Bible, oh, and his blood. Oh, the Bible and all in love. And God, he told me so. Bless his God.
Sunday night we went down to the Washington County Jail. Brian and Jeremy preached to 3 different pods, about 17, 18 guys in a pod. Then they gave an appeal to those helpless men who feel abandoned, and 37 out of 52 men raised their hand and said they needed Jesus and God saved their life. The chaplain said he had never seen a response like that.
We're dealing with a world that is thirsty. And since they can't get their thirst quenched, they turn to alcohol. Because they're thirsty for something more, they turn to drugs. Because they feel that empty pit. They got their own well that's empty. Because they've got that empty pit, they turn to pornography. There are people here today, you're still struggling with that drink. You're still struggling with drugs. You're still going to that website just for that temporary pleasure. And you've been asking God, God, free me. I believe today God's going to do something special. But there's something powerful about denying yourself and searching deep for that well.
If you are thinking of bringing the Grace Tour to where you are, I can honestly tell you, you will not regret it. There is no monetary value, there is no type of value that can be placed on the impact that they're going to have on the people in your community, whether that be your church community, whether that just be the community outside your church walls, whether that be the people in your schools, whether that be the people in detention centers. They're going to impact those people for Christ. And ultimately, that is what we were told that we need to do, is impact people's lives for Christ. And bringing the Grace Tour is just going to help you to do just that.
I'm looking forward to the finale. I'm looking forward to going back to the church. The members have been awesome. They've even joined us on some of our missions. And so I can't wait to get us all together. We're all sharing the experiences. Something happens when you go out as a team to serve and then you come together collectively. So I believe it's going to be amazing, amazing finale.
Coming down the hall and I'm going towards the door, and it was in that moment that I decided I'm going to live this life with my child. I don't know how we're going to do it. I'm just going to, with a little bit of, whatever left, I'm already at rock bottom, can't go nowhere from there. I'm going to try this out and see what happens. Just because you make a right decision doesn't mean life is going to be all right. Because shortly thereafter, I lived homeless in my car. me, and now I'm about 5 months pregnant, sleeping in there, no food to eat, no warm bed, and sometimes had to choose between putting gas in the tank or feeding myself, or just, had to park where the lights were so no one would come and, bother me, and it was a very dark time. But if I could just give hope to anybody, if you are experiencing any type of darkness, any type of, hurt or pain, it doesn't mean that God does not care. It doesn't mean that he doesn't love you. And it doesn't mean that he's not giving you grace.
That's what the Grace Tour does. We go to some of the roughest, toughest, craziest places because God's grace can cover that situation as well. We hope that you've enjoyed this episode of the Grace Tour, and we hope that you'll consider partnering with us. You see, the Grace Tour is traveling across the world, sharing the gospel and grace of Jesus Christ. And it's not easy, but it's possible because of the generosity of supporters like you. So if the Spirit leads, we ask that you'll go to the website below, jeremyanderson.org, and click on Partners and become a Grace Partner. People are meeting Jesus, lives are being changed, strongholds are being broken, and you now have a chance to be a part of that. Secondly, you can support us by sharing this video because we believe it's time to make the gospel and grace of Jesus go viral. God bless you, and we hope to see you real soon.